A rooftop sniper, a trail of blood, and a nation watching its own divisions erupt. Messages scrawled on ammunition hint at more than hate. Are we witnessing a single act, or the warning signs of a deeper, dangerous trend? A rooftop sniper's bullets shattered the morning quiet at a Dallas Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility, leaving one detainee dead and 2 others fighting for their lives. The gunman, later identified as 29-year-old Joshua Jahn, fired indiscriminately from an adjacent building before turning the weapon on himself. The attack began at 6:40 a.m. local time, when Jahn opened fire with what officials described as a high-powered rifle. His targets were not just the building itself, but human lives inside a secure van in the facility's sally port. One of the wounded remains a Mexican national, according to Mexico's foreign ministry, who is now hospitalized with serious injuries.
We responded to the call, got to the scene, and we later learned that we had 4 individuals that were shot, 2 of them deceased, including the shooter. The DPD was able to locate the shooter, who was deceased. We're going to be working this investigation shoulder to shoulder with our federal partners. The FBI is on scene.
The evidence left behind tells a chilling story of premeditated hatred. FBI Director Kash Patel posted photos showing unused ammunition with anti-ice scrawled on the casings. Special Agent Joseph Rothrock confirmed the Bureau's findings during a press conference.
What I can also share with you is that early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
This marks the 3rd shooting targeting ICE or Border Patrol facilities in Texas this year alone. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons didn't mince words about the escalating danger his agents face daily.
This is the 2nd time I've had to stand in front of you and talk about a shooter at one of my facilities, and I think that the takeaway from all of this is that the rhetoric has to stop.
The man behind this deadly attack defies easy categorization. Joshua Jahn, registered as an independent voter who last cast a ballot in 2024, emerges from witness accounts as someone adrift rather than ideologically driven.
I didn't think he was politically interested. He wasn't interested in politics on either side as far as I knew.
Ryan Sanderson, who met Jahn in 2017, described him to the Associated Press as lost rather than radicalized.
He's a young kid, 1,000 miles from home, who didn't really seem to have any direction, living out of his car at such a young age. I don't remember him being that abnormal. He didn't seem to fight with anyone or cause trouble.
The disconnect between Jahn's apparent lack of political engagement and the anti-ICE messages on his ammunition raises troubling questions about how online rhetoric might radicalize seemingly apolitical individuals. His criminal history includes cannabis-related charges from 2016, hardly the profile of a hardened political extremist. This shooting represents more than an isolated incident of violence. It's the latest data point in what experts are calling an alarming spike in politically motivated attacks. The July 4th shooting at an Alvarado ICE facility, where an officer was shot in the neck, and the August incident, where a man entered the Dallas facility claiming to have a bomb, paint a picture of escalating threats against immigration enforcement. The targeting of the Dallas facility twice in recent months suggests these attacks aren't random acts of violence, but part of a coordinated campaign of intimidation. FBI data indicates that while Trump and his allies blame left-wing extremists, right-wing extremists actually account for more documented cases of political violence in recent years. The human cost extends beyond American soil. Mexico's foreign ministry confirmed one of the wounded detainees is a Mexican national, highlighting how political violence in America affects international relations and innocent people caught in immigration proceedings. The shooting immediately became a flashpoint in America's increasingly toxic political environment. President Donald Trump wasted no time pointing fingers, unleashing a scathing attack on social media that blamed the radical left Democrats for creating an atmosphere of violence.
The brave men and women of ICE are just trying to do their jobs and remove the worst of the worst criminals out of our country. But they are facing an unprecedented increase in threats, violence, and attacks by deranged radical leftists. This violence is the result of the radical left Democrats constantly demonizing law enforcement, calling for ICE to be demolished, and comparing ICE officers to Nazis.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem echoed Trump's sentiments, though she revealed disturbing details about the attack's randomness during her CNN interview.
We know that there were bullet holes all over the building. It wasn't just targeted at one specific area or through a window. The indication and the evidence that have been revealed to the public so far indicate that it is someone who is very much against our ICE officers and the work that they were doing.
Noem's statement painted a picture of indiscriminate violence.
This vile attack was motivated by hatred for ICE. This shooting must serve as a wake-up call to the far left that their rhetoric about ICE has consequences.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz, speaking at the press conference, attempted to lower the temperature while still assigning blame.
Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong. To every politician who is using rhetoric, demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop. This has very real consequences. Your political opponents are not Nazis.
Vice President J.D. Vance connected the shooting to broader concerns about left-wing extremism, referencing the recent assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
What we know is that in Dallas, Texas, an ICE facility was opened fire upon by a violent left-wing extremist, a person who wrote anti-ICE messaging on their bullets, and it is time to stop the rhetorical assault on law enforcement.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott framed the attack as an assault on federal law enforcement itself.
Any loss of life is bad, but this is an assault now. Not just on ICE agents. This is an assault on the federal government simply trying to enforce the law. This is unacceptable.
As America grapples with unprecedented levels of political polarization, the Dallas shooting serves as a stark reminder that heated rhetoric has real-world consequences. Whether this tragedy will prompt meaningful dialogue about toning down inflammatory language or further entrench partisan divisions remains to be seen. What's certain is that the men and women working in immigration enforcement and the vulnerable detainees in their custody shouldn't pay the price for America's failure to have civil political discourse.